Kevin, let's go over to you at NSA, recognizing the directorate you're in. Perhaps you can't cite a specific program, but maybe you can talk to us about the steps and strategies you're advising others to use in regards to some of those programs.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. My team is externally focused, so we're focused on customers, and in our effort to learn and help customers get to zero trust, we see a number of different examples, and we've worked with a number of different partners along the way, and we've seen those efforts that work well and get up to speed quickly, and those that don't. I would say that one of the attributes of a successful zero trust program is really getting that full buy-in from the senior leaders of the organization, all the way down to those engineers, the architects, the administrators, the implementers of the capabilities themselves. When we see that, things roll pretty quickly. When we don't see that, it's not that the organizations don't come around to recognizing the value of zero trust, but it slows things down a lot. So that's an attribute of a successful program. Make sure you've got that full support of the organization, buying in to begin with, and that's fantastic. This is a paradigm change, right? So we need to make sure that people aren't just saying, sure, I'm doing some zero trust, and I know that I got to worry about users and devices and whether or not those devices are able to access resources, but accepting that an adversary is assumed into the network. You really need to have that there in order to drive change, in order to drive those, as Mr. Morris said, those protections of those privileged accounts, and being paranoid about those. It's not paranoid. It's the way we should have been doing things for years, and that assume breach model helps us get there. So understanding that paradigm change to drive changes within your network. If you are on an open Wi-Fi coffee shop network, you're trying to secure that, how would you do that differently, right? It's a really good mental exercise to think about the capabilities that you choose. It's not about the technology either. It's about the implementation of the capabilities, about the implementation of the model itself. We've seen customers buy new products, and we've seen some military partners do it with very little cost, using enterprise software licenses and capabilities successfully. So that is fantastic, but ultimately the resources need to be there, both on the people side as well as the funding side. And then I would also say, this is another important point based on programs that we've seen that have been successful, is methods to do validation, right? And so an example of that could be bringing a red team in, right? So it's really great to have a red team assessment that has baselined your environment in the past, and then be able to measure your effectiveness as you start rolling out zero trust in the future to see where you're doing better. Are you shutting the red teams down, or are they still able to get around? If they are, then have them help you figure out what changes need to happen in order for you to tighten up that network.
Yeah,
we're seeing success out there with a little going a long way, right? So if people start rolling out with an understood and properly implemented zero trust model, we start seeing success from those red team assessments pretty quickly.